Hi Capricorn, welcome to your collective reading for the month of May. My name is Kimberly from The Path Illuminated, and I will be doing a general energy reading for the Capricorn collective for the month of May. The messages may resonate, they may not. If the message does not resonate, don't try to force the messages. I am a tarot reader, an alignment guide, and a coach, and I have just started this YouTube channel, so I'm really excited to be reading for you and looking forward to growing the channel. So if you enjoy the reading, please like and subscribe. I am an energy reader. I am not a psychic or a fortune teller, but I do believe that whatever messages come through, they are for the benefit of your higher self, for the evolution of your soul. Hopefully they provide some information, some guidance, some feedback, some support and inspiration. But at the end of the day, always trust yourself and your own intuition and guidance above anyone or anything else. And remember that you have free will and you are the one that knows what's going on in your life and what is best for you at the end of the day. But having said that, let's start your reading. Angels, spirits, and guides, please give me an accurate and beneficial reading for the Capricorn collective for the month of May. I will pull 5 cards for the overall energy, and then I will pull some clarifiers, and then I'll close it off with an animal spirit card. Thank you, angels, spirits, and guides. Please provide me with accurate messages, beneficial messages for the Capricorn collective for the month of May. Angels, spirits, and guides. I'm sure my setup will change as I start to do more readings for the collective. This is just an initial setup. I should mention I am recording this on April 17th. We are going to be moving into Taurus season very soon, I believe on Friday. And on April 19th/20th, depending on where you are on the globe, we will be having a new moon and a solar eclipse in Aries. So lots of intense energy and shifts. And then on Friday, so I guess that would be the 21st or so, we will be having Mercury going back into retrograde. So I am not an astrologist, but I do follow astrology, and Mercury retrograde is all about the the words, the reassessing, reestablishing, reconsidering, reviewing, and lots of rest. All right, so Capricorn, I'm going to pull some clarifiers. We've got the King of Wands, Death, the 10 of Wands in reverse, the 7 of Swords, and the 4 of Pentacles. That's a little too many. Please give me one card to clarify the 10 of Wands. So King of Wands is fire energy. It's technically a masculine energy, although I'm just reading the cards. It doesn't need to be gender specific. But, you know, it's king energy, so it is very grounded for the suit. It is all about being in your power and authority and having the passion and the will to accomplish your goals. The King of Wands is clarified by the 4 of Cups, but the 4 of Cups is in reverse. So normally when I see the 4 of Cups, it's about distractions, about focusing on things that didn't work out and not really realizing what spirit is trying to bring towards you. But since we have the Four of Cups in reverse alongside the King of Wands, it seems to me like during the month of May, you are going to be shifting your focus, and you are no longer going to be focusing on situations that didn't work out, situations that have left you feeling empty and emotionally unfulfilled, and you are really trying to shift your focus to putting your energy onto what is actually possible. So Capricorn, I see you as really like making a decision to stop focusing on things that are no longer working or did not work out, and really stepping into your authority, realizing who you are, realizing that you are powerful and passionate and attractive, and you have momentum that's moving you forward. Now, the Death card is the next card in the reading, and it can be a card that evokes a lot of distress or triggers in people because it is death. And it does definitely talk about things ending, a big shift, a big ending. However, if you can see in this card, I always notice the sun that is peeking over the horizon. So in order for new things to begin, old things need to die. So really, I see the month of May as not only you sort of really establishing yourself as this King of Wands and no longer focusing on what has not worked out for you, but learning to embrace these endings that perhaps have been a challenge for you to accept. And ultimately, if you can really embrace this and lean into the people in your life that are here to celebrate and support you, I think that you're going to find that there is a lot of positive energy around this ending, even if it is really painful, and it's a huge closing of a cycle. It doesn't mean that there aren't pain points, right? Like there's this person here that's like trying to negotiate with death. There's a person underneath the horse that's been, trampled over. It looks like there's a woman and a child that are basically surrendering. So I see this as you have an opportunity with this big, huge shift, this big ending, this death, to a cycle, to a journey, to someone you used to be, a way you used to operate. It is definitely going to be challenging. I think these types of endings are very challenging for all of us, even if we know that they're necessary and that they're coming and they're on their way. But really lean on the people in your support system to help you through this. Ultimately, I do think that this is going to be a positive ending and something that you're going to see in hindsight in the future, that this is something to celebrate and to welcome. There's definitely some resistance. 10 of Wands upright is about coming to the end of a cycle. In the minor arcana, the suits, whether they're wands or swords or pentacles or cups, they only go up to 10. So once you reach a 10, there's no further that you can go. And the 10 of Wands, when it's upright, is all about coming to this place of you're exhausted, you've been doing it all yourself, you've been carrying this heavy burden, and you're finally at the point where you're willing to lay these wands down and to let go of the things that are burdening you. In reverse, I see this as some internal conflict, and perhaps during this Mercury retrograde season, you're really going to need to understand why some things, why some relationships, why some patterns need to die. And you might encounter some internal resistance to letting things go. Capricorn is known as hard workers, as very reliable. They typically can hold the place of being the life coach or the therapist or the adult of the friend group or even the family. So you may have this sort of persona, and I'm going back to this King of Wands energy, in the sense that you have been doing it all yourself for so long, and the idea of admitting that you cannot continue this way, admitting that you've overworked yourself, you've overgiven, you're burnt out, is perhaps a challenge of the ego. And the Ten of Wands in reverse is clarified by the Devil, which is your card, Capricorn, for better or for worse. And the interesting thing about the Devil, it does talk about addictions, obsessions, toxic patterns. But in this image, these two individuals that are facing the Devil, they do have chains around their neck. But I don't know if you can notice, but the chains are very loose around their necks, which means what? They are not, in fact, enslaved. They are making a choice to stay chained. So this to me is saying that during the month of May, you're going to have to accept that you are your own worst enemy. And that, yes, you are this confident, charismatic, powerful energy. You are this King of Wands. But if you don't die to the ways in which your ego is trapping you because it so wants to be this person that does it all and never needs help, that attachment to the persona, instead of being like, I am the King of Wands, but also I shouldn't be doing it all. I can't do it all. I need help. These ways of being, the people pleasing, the codependency, the workaholism, the perfectionism, the over reliance on how people perceive me, the attachment to how people view me and what they think of me. That is what is keeping me trapped. That is what's actually stopping me from really, truly embracing what I'm capable of. Then there's a Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is all about deception and deceit. This person, right, there's like this group of people over here in the distance. Nobody's watching this guy. He's got 5 swords in his hands and he's looking back to see if anybody's watching him. Now, I see this figure as being you, and I think that this is about self-deception. The ways in which you continue to trap yourself and convince yourself that, no, this is just the way I am. I really don't need any help. I really am this perfect person that just has it all together, and I don't need to admit that I need help, and I don't need to admit that I make mistakes, and I don't need to admit that I can't do it all the time, and I can't admit that I have insecurities. I need to make sure that people continue to see me as this King of Wands. I can't let anybody see me as human. You are trapping yourself mentally. And you are pretending that you are just this King of Wands. Seven of Swords, and I say that because the Seven of Swords is clarified by the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is all about emotional stability and having the capacity to not only connect to your intuition and your emotions, but you are not afraid of showing your vulnerability, of being emotionally connected, of communicating in emotional ways, of sharing your heart with other people. If you continue to refuse to let go of the things that bind you, the ways of being, the toxic patterns, the toxic thought patterns that keep you trapped in this loop of your ego saying, oh, you can't ask for help. You can't admit you made a mistake. You can't admit you need some assistance. You can't admit that you have, I don't know, maybe you've got some addictions, some bad habits. Maybe you overindulge in alcohol or other substances. Maybe you overindulge in overworking, constant overworking and getting that ego boost from working all the time and having those accolades of people who really love when you work late and you do more than you're asked to do. That is also an addiction. It's also a way to keep yourself trapped and believing like, no, this is who I am, versus being able to admit to yourself like, oh crap, like, yeah, I'm this King of Wands. I'm powerful. I'm attractive. I'm charismatic. I don't give a single F about what anybody thinks about me. I don't need no help from nobody. Then what happens? You stay stuck in this devil energy instead of admitting that really you're both. You are passionate and charismatic, but you also have a heart. You also want to connect with people emotionally. You really do deep down want to be able to admit to people how you're feeling, that you're feeling insecure, that you need some help, but you have to get past yourself. You need to die to this persona that you've created, that you're so powerful and you're so confident and you're so capable that you don't need help from nobody. You don't need love from nobody. You don't need anybody to understand you. And so you just close your heart and you're just, this is who I am. That's all that I am. And during the month of May, you're really going to come to a place of recognition that you are holding your own self back. Whatever you are not willing to admit to yourself is what's going to keep you trapped. And trying to tell yourself that being emotional or having needs is being weak, that needs to die. You are staying trapped in a very toxic place. It's a very toxic pattern to believe that you cannot ask for help. You can't tell people you've made a mistake. You can't apologize. You can't communicate. You can't express your needs because you're afraid of admitting that this is too much. Because what are people going to think of me? And you definitely have been focused on your pentacles and your financial stability. And perhaps you believe that if you don't continue on the way that you have in recent times and the way that you've been operating, if you don't keep overworking, if you don't keep burning the midnight oil, doing everything, going above and beyond, if you don't continue to stay in this energy of always constantly doing, you're afraid that that's how somehow going to disrupt what you have been focused on and what you've been establishing, which is understandable, Capricorn. Like, I expect you to be very concerned with your financial stability, but you need to come to a place of understanding that no person can do it all. And the only person that you're going to hurt is yourself. There is an opportunity for a new and passionate beginning, but only if you are capable of admitting to yourself the areas in which you are out of balance and where you are overdoing it. It's time to reassess during the month of May how you are sabotaging yourself, because you have a real opportunity to let this past go, to die to this toxic pattern, to stop pretending like you have it all figured out and like you don't make mistakes and like you don't have any addictions and you don't have any toxic patterns. Like, oh no, I can't admit that I'm a human being that has feelings. Oh no, I can't admit that I'm a human that needs help. Oh no, I can't admit I need support. You're deceiving yourself. And admitting that you need help is not going to affect your financial stability in any way, shape, or form. If anything, coming to a place of balance and integration within yourself where you're able to have some type of compassion for the areas in which you need some additional support, you need to do some work, it's going to help you move forward in the direction that you really want to go. It's really going to help you establish yourself the way that you want to be established. But you're going to have to get through these mental, spiritual, and psychological blocks of constantly deceiving yourself about what's really going on beneath the surface. Yeah. I'm going to pull a couple additional cards for further insight. Can I get a clarification for the King of Wands and the Four of Cups in reverse, please, Spirit? Clarified by the Eight of Swords, which is most definitely a card that talks about being trapped in mental conflict. But this is self-inflicted mental conflict. And it's a conflict with the way that you want others to see you and perhaps how you want to see yourself. But we are, you know, humans, and we are nuanced and we are layered. We are not just one thing, Capricorn. You need to let go of this idea that you have, that like if you maintain this persona of always having it together and Capricorn never makes a mistake and Capricorn doesn't need nothing from nobody, you're hurting yourself. And that's why you feel trapped. That's why you feel blindfolded. That's why you feel conflicted and alone. Because of yourself, Capricorn. I mean, look, we are all our own worst enemies. I'm not picking on you here. But there's a reason why the devil is your card, right? And that's because you can be overtaken by your own ego, and it becomes your worst enemy when you're more concerned with how you might be perceived by others than doing what you know is right for your heart and your soul. Oh. If you let this old way of being go, if you die to this need to be seen a certain way, Capricorn, ultimately it's going to lead you to emotional fulfillment. This is one of the happiest cards in the deck. It's the 10 of Cups. It's emotional fulfillment. It's the relationship. It's the home. It's the children. It's everything that you could desire. But the only way that you're going to actually be able to manifest this into your life is if you let the old patterns, the old way of being, and this old life die. Can I get another card for the 10 of Wands in reverse and the devil, please? And you're definitely going to come to a breaking point during the month of May where Spirit's really going to challenge you with keeping it real with yourself, Capricorn, and the ways that you sabotage the things you say that you want. You can say that you want emotional stability, but if you never connect with yourself emotionally or other people and you're unwilling to be vulnerable and honest, you can't be emotionally stable. You can't have emotional fulfillment if you're emotionally unstable and unwilling to be vulnerable and unwilling to admit your wants, your needs, your fears, your insecurities, your mistakes that all of us make. Please get one card. Clarify. Oh, spirits and guides. 6 of Cups. Again, this is all about dealing with the emotional undercurrent, with going deep with yourself. And the 6 of Cups is very much about nostalgia, but I see it very often as a card that is calling for inner child healing. And I think as things come to a head in May, Capricorn, the only way that you're going to be able to get past this self-sabotaging behavior is to dig deeper and to better understand yourself and your history, your childhood. How has your childhood made you who you are today? The good, the bad, the ugly. We all have these patterns, but there's something that's happened in your childhood that has caused you to shut down emotionally, which has cut you off from yourself, not just other people, right? Like oftentimes we go through things in childhood or in relationships as adults, and we get to a place where we're like, well, I'm never going to love somebody again because I don't want to get hurt. Problem with that is the only way to actually have emotional fulfillment and love is to risk getting hurt. So you're going to need to go back and to better understand the things that have happened in your childhood and your past, why it shut you down emotionally, and start to reparent your inner child and reestablish a level of trust and safety with your inner child to let them know that, hey, I'm the adult Capricorn now. I know what I'm doing. Sure, none of us want to get hurt, but in order for me to find balance in my life and actual happiness and fulfillment, I need to learn to be open emotionally with myself and with other people. And no matter what happens, it's going to be okay, because it is. I get a card for the Seven of Swords and the King of Cups, please. Give energy, spirits, and guides. Ooh. I'm going to take these. So we have the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords. The Nine of Swords is you're at the end of your rope, sleepless nights, overthinking, anxiety, like just caught in this mental prison of like going back and forth and trying to really understand why you are where you are and why you can't get to where you want to go. Ten of Swords, again, tens mean the end of a painful cycle. So it is the end to mental conflict. I definitely think there's going to be a bit of a back and forth within yourself if you choose to do this work during the month of May, Capricorn. If you go through this painful process of reconnecting with your inner child, doing some healing, working through the challenges that you're facing mentally, even though it's going to be really painful, it will be the end of this mentally painful cycle in your life. And that's what you want. You want some relief, but you're going to have to do the work to get there. Can I please get one card for the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands? Angel, spirits, and guides. Can I just get one more card, please? Not the whole deck, thanks. Okay, again, too many cards. Just one card, please, Spirit. Clarify the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Just felt the devil popped out again. Just funny. All right, just please, Spirit, one card. I mean, I'll take two if you really have it. Okay, let me get me two. All right, so Four of Pentacles and Ace of Wands is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So you definitely have the opportunity for a new beginning. I mean, there's an Ace of Wands, there's an Ace of Pentacles, you have the Four of Pentacles. So in addition to dealing with this inner conflict, you are doing what needs to be done. You are still working on your pentacles and your financial stability, which is always a good thing. You have the opportunity for a new beginning, and it's not just a passionate new beginning. It has the opportunity to be really grounded. But then when I see the Three of Pentacles in reverse, Three of Pentacles talks about collaboration with like-minded individuals. And it's kind of interesting because there was the Three of Cups in the beginning. So now I'm starting to see this slightly different. It's really interesting as you start to pull other cards, like what comes up. Capricorn, there are some people in your life that you need to cut off. Now that I'm looking at this, like there are some people here that like, actually, I don't think they're very I think they're supportive of you remaining in your toxicity. And if you continue to collaborate with these people, they're going to have a negative impact on this grounded new beginning that the universe is offering to you. So I think you need to get real honest with yourself during the month of May. It's not going to be easy because it's really going to ask you to keep it real with yourself and to admit the ways in which you are harming and sabotaging yourself. And you're also going to need to admit to yourself the ways in which the company you keep is also keeping you trapped. For instance, just as an example, if you know that you overindulge in alcohol and that you have bad outcomes when you drink and you do toxic stuff and say terrible things and harm people that you claim to love, if you're hanging out with people that don't give an F about you, really, and regardless of how they see you sabotaging yourself, they still champion you to continue on in this toxic behavior and patterns, those are not good friends. Okay, Capricorn? Like, if you can't keep it real with yourself, it doesn't matter if anybody else is keeping it real with you. So overall, I think that's what the universe is saying to you. Cosmic egg. All right, I'm going to read from the book. All right. Oh, that's not it. Cosmic egg. Sometimes it's hard to grab these. All right. Completion, harmony, the infinite within the finite. The cosmic egg is the final card in the journey of the animal spirit deck, and it represents the unfolding of cosmic consciousness. This state emerges after we have tread the path for quite some time, and through self-effort and grace, we experience self-realization. That's what May is about, Capricorn, self-realization. A sense of contentment and oneness spontaneously arises within us, and the veils of our self-limiting beliefs are lifted. When the essence of the cosmic egg has not been activated, we may feel as if we will never get there, or that we travel alone, disconnected from others. Even if our encounter with this card is brief, appearing as a momentary glimmer or flash of interconnectedness, its potent energy stays with us. The cosmic egg is a remedy for fragmentation, for the fragmentation of modern life. It's through the power of this card that we are reminded of the cosmic contract written at the beginning. We hold on to life, and life holds on to us. The journey is complete, but it does not end. There's more. The subtle essence of the cosmic egg resides at the crown chakra at the top of the head, called Sahasrara. One of the aims of yoga and meditation practice is to channel energy from the base of the spine upward towards Sahasrara. Each of the 6 lower chakras plays an important role along this journey, and once the final epicenter of consciousness is activated, it is said to radiate the light of 1,000,000 suns. Wow, Capricorn. I mean, the universe is really offering you an opportunity to completely and fundamentally change your current reality and the trajectory of your life. But it's definitely going to require you dying to the things, the people, the behaviors, the ways of being that are sabotaging you. You cannot say that you want better if you're not willing to do better. So take some time during the month of May, Capricorn, to reflect, reconsider, re-examine, get some rest, to maybe do some yoga, maybe do some meditation. Ultimately, do what you feel is right. You have free will. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Capricorn. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.